Has Grand Bahamas' sluggish economy impacted holiday travel? We'll find out. 15 outstanding citizens of the East recognized. And the search is on for a missing team.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, it can be one way to gauge the state of the economy, holiday travel. The summer months are usually the travel period for Bahamian families. While some have had to cut back, a local travel agent says they are pleased to see that residents are still investing in a vacation despite the current economic challenges. While many residents on Grand Bahama continue to struggle financially and to hope for brighter days on this island, they are still making relaxation and travel a priority. General Manager of JAGS International, James Turner, says that despite the slow economy, he is encouraged that Grand Bahamians are still finding the time and finances to make summer travel happen.
But I ought to tell you that we're encouraged because the traffic's been coming in and our loyal customers have been fairly loyal to the cause so far. It's been good for a number of reasons, one of which is we offer some specials. We make it easy. Valeria right now is offering a 30% off. Celebration has made some mild adjustments, but nothing significant in their pricing, so that has been good. Normally there are some reasonable hikes that go on for summer, but they've kind of held the line this time. Bahamas Air for the first time gave us some special fares that made one-way travel on Bahamas Air and then come back on the boat a whole lot easier than it has ever been. So that's also been helpful.
While the number of persons booking through the agency is off by some 15% compared to last year, Turner says that the peak of summer travel is just now approaching.
The end of July, the first week in August, that's when we see what's really going on out there. If you ask me that same question about the 10th of August, and I tell you, this is the story, we're 15% behind, then we start to panic. Because summer is really when we expect to really have some reasonable earnings.
James says he believes that Bahamians continue to make the sacrifices for travel because family time is still a top staple in the Bahamian culture.
Family is important to us. And if you don't take a vacation time, it really suggests that you really don't have time for your family. So whenever we see folks taking time just to get their family together, to take a quick trip into Florida, just have some quality time is wonderful. Now I know that there are some men who say, shopping that brings on a different type of phobia, right? But women love it. And I can tell you that, I was married for 28 years and I hate shopping, but it's something that my wife enjoyed. So I just tagged along, and the time, just, debating over the items was one issue. But just spending the time, the quality time with your family is just wonderful, and it's good to see Bahamians continuing to do that, even though things are challenging at this time.
Independence celebrations officially coming to a close on Grand Bahama with the unveiling of a Wall of Fame in East Grand Bahama. Some 15 honorees were selected for a special recognition for their vast contributions to the community of East End over the years. Italia Hall has more.
The posthumous honorees include Florence Eden, Reverend Aram Lewis Sr., Reverend Cleveland Cooper, Elder Genius Cooper, Reverend Stanford Lang, Lovely Blue Pinder, Olive Ann Blue Pinder, Reverend Freddie Lang Sr., and Reverend Joseph Pinder. The other honorees are Kenneth Dixon, Nolan and Shaniqua Bartlett, Veronica Russell, Reverend Lawrence Lang, and Reverend David Pinder. Chairman of the Freetown Township, Marcus Cooper, sharing the vision for the East Grand Bahama Wall of Fame.
20 years later, generations will be able to know who were the movers and shakers of this beloved East Grand Bahama. To me, this is not about legacy. This is nothing more than about preserving the history of East Grand Bahama and making it available to everyone.
Chairperson of the East Grand Bahama Special Projects Committee, Brenna Mae Cooper, says every 2 years, persons in the community will be honored.
This is indeed only the start of something great. The start of something great. Therefore, moving forward, the committee proposes that both posthumous and living individuals' nominations be completed solely by the community.
District Administrator Gay Antoine Bro delivering remarks.
East Grand Bahama needs more people who will endeavor to give instead of seeking to be paid for every little thing they do or waiting on government to do minor things within East Grand Bahama. Many of your ancestors would have used very little resources they had to build East Grand Bahama, with their main resources or their main resource being each other.
Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, the Honorable Peter Turnquas, calling the unveiling an auspicious occasion.
I have come to too many funerals and watched history die without any record, formal record, and recognition of what these people would have contributed to this community. And so it gives me tremendous satisfaction and pride to be here today to help witness this historic occasion. East Grand Bahama is known for having contributed to this island and to this country some significant people who have helped to build what we celebrate today as Grand Bahamians.
Following the ceremony, the wall was officially unveiled. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
The Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, and a delegation from this ministry paying a courtesy call on the Minister of State for Grand Bahama this past Friday. Minister Pintard was joined by Executive Chairman of BAIC, Michael Folks, who says there are opportunities available for Bahamians.
Our focus in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources will be how do we match viable projects in marine resources and agriculture where the science shows that they have potential to generate revenue, but the absence of funding is what has been hindering those entrepreneurs. BAIC that will be driving that process, no doubt. And then, of course, with respect to the canine unit and the work being done by the veterinarians associated with the ministry, there is a fairly contentious issue at the moment where there is a move to export what could end up being hundreds, if not thousands, of pot cakes to various countries to find homes, and so we're entering those discussions to see how this might be facilitated.
We have a program that is in collaboration with the IDB, and that is the revitalization of the sponge industry in the Bahamas.
The Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says he is confident that Minister Pintard is up for the challenge, adding that the Ministry of Agriculture has already been of great assistance to the beekeepers program.
We've actually been in a design process in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture with utilizing a portion of the building that's downtown for the APRI program, and so we look forward to continual dialogue and continual collaboration. There is tremendous opportunity in Grand Bahama with respect to agriculture, and we expect that Minister Pintard is going to do all within his power, all within his energy to advance agriculture in Grand Bahama with a view to continuing to focus on revitalizing the economy of Grand Bahama.
In other news, police confirming today that they now have 4 suspects in custody in connection with that heist of John Bull in Port Lucaya. Close to $1 million in high-end watches were stolen in a smash and grab 1 week ago by 2 robbers dressed in women's clothing. Police have also confirmed that some of the stolen watches have been recovered. Officials say they are pleased with the progress of the investigation. 35-year-old Samuel Williams of Hawksbill convicted on the charge of possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. He was arraigned before Magistrate Rangan Johnson yesterday and pled guilty to the offense. Williams was sentenced to 30 months at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Police have issued an all-points bulletin for missing teen Tamia Kemp. The 16-year-old student and cashier of Beaconsfield, Freeport, was last seen on Wednesday, July 25th. At that time, she was wearing a pink and white tie-dye top, gray drawstring basketball shorts, and maroon slippers. Tamia is of dark brown complexion, dark brown eyes, 165 pounds, and 5 feet, 2 inches tall. If you know the whereabouts of Tamia Kemp, you should contact police at emergency numbers 911, 919, or 350-3014-6. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.